Randolph is a very interesting place. Has a lots going on. It's taken some hits in recent years. There were some downtown fires and so on and so forth. But a lot of people are stepping up in this area. It seems to try to get the local economy revitalized. And one of the people who've been involved in that is the president of Vermont Technical College, which is located here in Randolph Center. And Pat Moulton joins us this morning. Thanks so much for coming by, Pat.
It's a pleasure to be here, Dave.
And you were talking on the break a little bit about the very interesting sounding programs that you have now devoted to renewable energy at Vermont Tech. And one of the reasons that I think that's a particularly apropos subject right now is that we are sitting here in the lobby of Catamount Solar, which is a burgeoning local company, employee-owned company here in Randolph. And I just wanted to ask you about Vermont Tech's programs. Are you preparing people for the solar industry, for instance?
Absolutely. One of the relatively new bachelor's programs we have is in renewable energy. And we've been graduating folks from there for the last few years. And it fits nicely because on our campus we have an anaerobic digester, we have wind turbine, solar array, a biomass heating facility. So we're able to give students a pretty well-rounded experience in all things renewable energy, and it's part of our mechanical engineering technology program. So we also do a variety of green trainings for working adults and other individuals on solar PV and photovoltaics and biofuel production, natural gas operations, you name it. So we're heavily in the renewable field for sure, and very happy of it.
So you're doing that sort of mid-career stuff too. It sounds like for adults who want to come and get some job training in that field, which it certainly is growing. I mean, I see numbers that come out on a regular basis about how the renewable sector in Vermont's economy has taken off in recent years, and of course you hear from some of the folks, the real promoters of it, that it's leveling off now because of a change at the Public Service or the Public Utility Commission, I should say, in their net metering rates and so on. And it gets pretty complicated and technical, but it's a fascinating industry to watch because certainly a lot of people are rooting for it as a way to deal with climate change and that sort of thing. Climate change overall must be a topic that's talked about a lot at Vermont Tech because obviously a lot of these issues are technical, so you're a technical school.
Right, absolutely. Well, to your point, yes, we are training both career changers, working adults. A lot of our green trainings are evenings and weekends, and our degree program is at our campus in Randolph Center. We also are very much engaged, faculty and myself, in the Randolph Region Re-Energized initiative that's happening here. Where
R3, right?
R3, that's right, R cubed. And it's really to focus on what does the Randolph economy look like in a climate change, in a global climate change scenario. So we've got 4 groups that are working on everything from trying to attract visitors to downtown, also looking at how can we revitalize the downtown and entrepreneurship, can we help weatherize and make homes and businesses more energy efficient, and then the last group is working on renewable energy options for schools and municipalities. So to really try to focus the Randolph economy on what does a changed climate look like and how can we best prepare for it, not just help our citizenry be more energy efficient, but how can we grow businesses and create opportunities. So we're just getting started looking at things like EV charging stations and trying to bring additional weatherization. There's been a fair amount of work that's been happening here in Randolph through the Energy Committee and other initiatives for the last few years, but this is a really focused, combined economic development and climate change effort, and we're very pleased to be part of that at Vermont Tech.
Of course, one of the energy efficiency efforts that have happened in recent years involves LED lighting, which gives you more light for less energy than traditional, certainly incandescent, and even the compact fluorescence lights that were all the rage 10 years ago. And I understand I didn't know this until I was doing a little prep work for this program this week, but there's actually a significant manufacturer of LED lighting right here in Randolph. Is that right?
That's right. LED Dynamics, which Bill McGrath, the CEO, is a Vermont Tech graduate, and 20 of our graduates are working there, and that's what they do is LED design and various technologies they produce and customize products. You should definitely get a chance to talk to Bill at some point. He's got an exciting business. They're building a brand new building right now to expand their operations and provide a better production flow. So yeah, that's an exciting opportunity for Randolph, and we're really excited. And I think it's another example of how the Randolph and the college work well together when our students stay or come back and build businesses here, and we're very excited about him as an example.
That's actually interesting to me in terms of that sort of town-gown relationship. It's a different flavor than I actually, a couple stops this summer where I did a Thursday morning program from Middlebury and another one from Northfield, and of course Middlebury College and Norwich University have huge footprints in those communities, and it seems like this is a unique thing where you actually have people coming out of your school with technical educations and skills and the background, and if somebody goes out and builds a local business devoted to LED lighting, just for one example, and ends up hiring a bunch of people in the area, that really does create a terrific synergy, it would seem, between Vermont Tech and the Randolph community.
Absolutely, and we don't hit one of those home runs every day, but that's part of the effort, is to try to encourage students to obviously stay in Vermont. I'm pleased to say that close to 80% of our graduates do remain in Vermont, and more than 85% of our student body are Vermonters. So, and a lot of those are right here from Randolph and the region. And yes, we're a 151-year-old institution. We've been in Randolph a long time and worked very closely with the town. Our students clearly are renting apartments and shopping and visiting restaurants, and as are their parents. So I think there's a good relationship. It can always get better. Never say that you've accomplished what you need to. There's always an opportunity to improve, but we've had a strong working relationship with the town government and with people, and particularly residents in Randolph Center. We just held a community meeting Tuesday night with residents in Randolph Center, and to try to address any concerns they may have. Obviously, college students will be college students, and sometimes there can be issues, but
a little bit of noise or whatever, rowdiness on the weekends. I know the story. Yep. Yeah.
We were all there once too.
Yeah.
But and also to just share some things that are happening at the college, and I'm happy to share some things with you here today too. I'm pleased to say that our incoming freshman class is about 7% larger than last year's incoming freshman class, which is great. Enrollment is basically up if you look at the incoming class and those that are retaining, which is extraordinary in these challenging demographic times.
Yeah, a lot of colleges are actually hurting right now. They're seeing their enrollments going down.
Exactly, and so we're working hard to reverse that. I mean, ultimately our enrollment is down from where it was a few years ago, but a lot of that's the demographic challenge. But we have seen some growth in the last 4 to 5 years. Financially, the college is on solid, stable ground. We had some rough patches about 4 or 5 years ago, but we've recovered from that and are doing really well. We're growing new programs. We've opened up a new nursing site in Morrisville this fall.
Wow.
So that's actually a reopen. It's been closed for a few years, but
Did somebody get a bachelor's in nursing there, or?
Well, the way our nursing program works, which is really fabulous in my opinion, is it's a 1+1+2. So you can come in for 1 year, get a practical nursing degree, go out into the field as a practical nurse, or stay and get an associate's degree in nursing, which makes you a licensed practical nurse after you pass your licensing boards. And then you can go out in the field, or you can then go take your bachelor's degree in nursing online, so that we can enable nurses to be working and earning an income. And so you can kind of step in and step out at any of that point. But yes, you can earn a bachelor's degree actually from anywhere in Vermont online, but you can do the practical nurse and the licensed practical nurse programs in Morrisville now. So we're very excited
also
about that.
Williston, is that right?
Williston, St. Albans, Newport, Lindenville,
so you're really
Wilder,
spreading around, yeah.
Bennington, Brattleboro. Yeah, we are all over the state delivering the nursing program.
Because Vermont needs nurses.
You got that right.
My wife's a nurse, and she's been involved in hiring committees and stuff at CVMC, and boy, she talks about how there are jobs there that they'd like to see more applicants.
Well, we're actually working with CVMC now on a possible LNA to PN and licensed nursing assistant to a practical nursing degree. So we do a lot of that customized work with hospitals as well as graduate students. So
one of the challenges, it seems, is that actually can schools like yours pay people enough to come and teach. Where I mean, the line nurses out there, especially registered nurses, highly skilled people you'd probably want as a professor of nursing, are able to earn higher salaries typically in the hospital environment. Is that right?
That's absolutely right, and it's a huge challenge for all of us who offer nursing is to hire good faculty, given what they can make in the private sector. And it's embarrassing as a native Vermonter to say that Vermont is 50th in the nation in our public support of public higher education. So that's one of the reasons why our tuitions tend to be fairly high and why our salaries are not necessarily competitive with other states where there's significant public support for public higher education. But we do have certain hiring differentials for nursing faculty. That's actually a subject of faculty negotiations, contract negotiations as we speak. So, but our nurses did a lot of work last year and determined that yes, there are discrepancies in our salaries and ways that we could offset that have been brought to that negotiation, and I think have been really helpful in creating some opportunity to have a different wage structure for starting nurses than we might have in some other professions or other faculty positions.
Well, all right. Well, Pat Moulton, I once again, the clock marches on here on the Dave Graham Show on WDEV, and we're about out of time. But it sounds like you're having fun and you're in the good fight, and it's a good situation you have here at Vermont Tech and in Randolph. And so I really appreciate you coming by and sharing some of that with us this morning.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity, Dave, and Vermont Tech is a great college, and our students, we have a 98% placement rate for our graduates. So when you come to Vermont Tech, you're almost guaranteed a job when you graduate. So
98%, that's pretty good.
Yep. So
All right.
thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.